Hi, and welcome to Ms. Guevara's 5th grade science class. Today's class topic is food chains. Now, if you were here with me, I will be asking you, what do you think a food chain is? When I think of food chain, I think kind of like a necklace, that has the different pieces that kind of have something right here. Well, it's not a necklace, but it's a chain. It has different pieces connected together. So that's what I think when I think about food chain, different pieces. And now we're going to get started and see how chains and food come together, okay? So, our objective. Our objective is the learner will distinguish connections within the food chain as well as how producers and consumers interact for energy flow through an ecosystem. Okay, so what is a food chain? A food chain describes how different organisms eat each other, starting out with the plant and ending with an animal. So another word for a plant can be a producer. A producer is they produce energy for the ecosystem. They absorb the energy from the sun. An example, of course, is plants. It can be plants can be a tree, grass, flowers, palm trees, different things like that. A consumer is they don't produce the energy, they use it up. So they actually grab the energy from a producer. So I'll be telling you how that works, okay? And an example, of course, is an animal, and it can be any animal: dog, cats, lions, zebras, giraffes, sharks, sheeps, any animal that you can think of is going to be a consumer. Okay, so we can read this again. It's a food chain describes how different organisms eat each other, starting out with the producer and ending with a consumer, which is an animal. Okay, so let's see an example of what a food chain is now that we know what it is. Okay, so an example of a food chain. So I have these little animals right here, so you can see. I'm going to show you what a food chain is, okay? We're going to put our chain down so we can see how it works, okay? So let's start with a tree. So a tree, as we know, is a producer, what we just learned a little bit before. And then I'm going to use a giraffe since they're tall. And then a giraffe can eat the plant, so they're getting energy from the plant because the plant got the energy from the sun already. So now the giraffe is eating the plant, so that means it's getting the energy from there. Now, an animal that eats a consumer that eats a giraffe can be a lion. So then the lion eats the giraffe. Okay, so then the energy is flowing through each animal, and as you go down you get the least energy. So the consumer always gets the least energy, and the producer has the most energy. And you can tell that the energy is going down because the sun gives it to the plants, so they have the max right now since they're getting directly from the sun. And then, since the giraffe is eating directly from the plant, they have the second most energy. But since the lion is getting the energy from the giraffe, but it's not getting it directly from the grass, so it's not getting the second most energy. It's getting the least energy because it's getting the energy from the giraffe. But as you know, not all the energy is going to be in the giraffe since it has its own energy, so that's why it doesn't get as much. Okay, we can try another example. We can leave the tree there. So another example can be the antelope. The antelope eats the grass, and then here comes the tiger, and then it eats it. Oops, it eats it. So again, the consumer, the last consumer in the chain will always have the least energy, and then the producer will always have the most energy since it's getting the energy directly from the sun. Okay, and then the one in the middle will always have the second most energy. Okay, let's try one more example. Let's put our tree back. Let's try grass this time. So grass, as we know, what eats grass? Zebra eats grass. And then here comes a puma, and then the puma will eat the giraffe. I mean, not the giraffe, the zebra, and that will get the energy. Now we can add one more chain to here, and we can extend it. So we'll just connect this right here. So we'll move this a little bit over. So let's say a lion comes along and the lion eats the puma. Now, which one will have the least energy? It'll be the lion, correct? So and it will have the least energy because it's eating all its energy. It's getting the energy from two different people. So it's not getting it directly from the grass, and since it's not, it's gonna have the least energy because it has to pass through the zebra, through the puma until it gets the energy. So that's already 2 places, or 3 places technically, that it's not getting its energy from, okay? So, and then this one will have the third least, since it's still just getting the zebra, and then this will have the second most, and then this will have the most, okay? So as you're adding more animals, let's say another animal and another animal and another animal, and we just keep adding animals, those animals the last animal always in the food chain will get the least energy because it's going through all of these. So it's flowing through, and since it's flowing, it's getting less and less and less and less, okay? So let's put our little animals back, and let's move on to the activities you guys have to do for today, okay? So the first activity you'll be using today, it's going to be these prints right here. I have them so you can I have them in the app so you can just print them out. As you can tell, these are our producers. That's a flower with some nectar, carrots, and grass. And then we have our consumers, which are these. So we have our consumers that eat grass. This is going to be butterfly, bunny, grasshopper. And then these eat meat and insects, bird, fox, and frog. And then these are carnivores. They eat meat. So a hawk, a lion, and a snake. So what you guys are going to be doing today is you're going to be creating your own food chain by printing this sheet out. If you don't have this, if you don't have anything to print at home, you can of course just draw them out, and then you can draw them out and just add them to your food chain. So what you actually need is you're gonna need some of these toilet paper wraps things to use to make your food chain, and some string. Of course, if you don't have you can collect them throughout the week, so you can tell your adults to, instead of throwing them away, to give them to you, so you can collect them. You just need 4. Also, you can get these from the napkins. So if you don't have any toilet paper ones, but you do have a napkin one, you can it's about this big, so you can just cut it in 3 little sections, okay? And then, but you still need 1 more, so you actually need 4 in total, okay? So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be gluing these the pictures onto here. I colored mine, and you can also color the toilet paper wrapper thing, so you can make them look nicer than mine. You have the nectar, and then you have the carrot, and you have the grass, and then you have the grasshopper, bunny, and the butterfly, and then you have the frog, and then the tiny bird, and then the fox, and then you also have the snake, the hawk, and the lion, okay? And you're gonna be making your own food chains with this, okay? So let's make one right now. So then let's see. Let's do a carrot. And then what animal eats a carrot? That can be the bunny. So then the bunny will eat the carrot. And then the fox will eat the bunny. And then the lion, and the lion will eat the fox. So this is one food chain right here, okay? And you can mix and match, and you can make different food chains. So we can actually change this from a bunny to a grass. We can change the carrot. We can stick to the bunny, but instead of the bunny eating a carrot, you can eat grass. And of course, it's the same thing. And then the fox will eat the bunny, and then the lion will eat the fox. So of course you can make different food chains with it. There's different, you can mix and match. You can the grasshopper eats the grass and the bird eats the grasshopper. A lion can eat the bird, as well as a hawk, as well as a snake. So all of these can actually eat the bird. So you can just stick to one, and then that's how you make one food chain. But I want you guys to make this, and then I want you guys to write down in a piece of paper how many different combinations you could find and what were they. So let me know what kind of combinations you came up with, and what kind of different food chains you came. And you can also ask your siblings, your parents, you can ask them for help, and you can make this into a game too. You can ask them, oh, let's see who can come up with the most different types of food chains. So that would be cool too, if you guys can just come up to see who can come up with the most food chains and the different kinds they are, and then just let me know what they are, okay? And let me know if your parents helped you, or if your siblings, or if you guys made it into a competition, okay? And I want to see how they look. You can wear it around your neck, and that would be cool. If you can send me a picture of you guys wearing it, that would be super cute. Okay, so let's put this on to the side, and let me tell you what your next activity is going to be, okay? So, your next activity is going to be, you're going to be making your own food chain out of the ecosystem that you got from last week. Yeah, remember when we did last week, we had done our ecosystem booklets, and we talked about how our organisms connected together from one another. So today what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making your own food chain depending on your ecosystem that you picked. So I made mine from the ocean. If you guys also had the ocean ecosystem, do not copy what I did, okay? Make your own. Come up with different animals, because these are just some of the animals that we have here. I could have done something else. I could have put the shark here, and I could have put a whale here. I could have put a whale here, and then put a different kind of fish here, and then different animals here. I could have used coral. I could have used the leaves that grow under the ocean, and different things. So these are just some animals that I picked out, but there is plenty of more animals that you can pick, okay? So when you're doing your food chain, depending on your ecosystem, you're gonna start with the sun, because that's where the energy is gonna come from. And then here you're gonna have your producer, okay? And for my instance, my producer is a phytoplankton. But for you, it can be grass, it could be trees, it could be coral, it could be anything, okay? That just make sure it's a producer, okay? And then after that, we have our consumers. My next consumer is the So I was saying, my next producer is a zooplankton. The zooplankton eats the phytoplankton. So right now they have a lot of energy because they're getting it. They just got it from the phytoplankton, and then the small fish would get it from the zooplankton. They still have a bit of energy since it's only been two different ones that they've gotten their energy from. The mackerel, it's getting a little bit bigger. So then it has to pass through 3. So it doesn't have as much energy, but it still has some energy. And then the mahi-mahi fish comes and eats the mackerel. And then, so the mahi-mahi fish will have a little bit of energy, not that much, since it's already had to pass 1, 2, 3, 4. So then here comes the shark, and then the shark will even have less energy. The shark will have the least of energy because it's the last consumer. Okay, so because it has to pass through the mahi-mahi fish, mackerel, small fish, zooplankton, and the phytoplankton. Sorry, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fishes it had to go through in order to get the energy. So of course it has the least energy. Okay, so then, once you're done with your food chain, let me know which one has the most energy and which one has the least energy, okay? And use 4 to 5 animals, organisms in your food chain, okay? So of course, always start with your producer and always end with the consumer, okay? And let me know which one has the most energy and which one has the least energy. Just label it. So I'm gonna write right here, most energy. And then the shark, of course, it has the least energy. Alright, and then take a picture of this and submit it. And of course, always make sure that if you don't know what your ecosystem is, let me know and I will let you know what your ecosystem is, okay? They're based on the project we did a couple of weeks back, maybe like 2 weeks. So it's based on that. So just let me know if you don't know. We don't want nobody to have the same one in the classroom. So that way we can all explore and see the different food chains there is, okay? In the different ecosystems, okay? So we can all have something different to look at, okay? And nobody has the same thing. Alright, well, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.